Okay. All right. Okay, let me remove this thing. Oh, come on. I moved the chair from here to there. And there's another one here. There's like
multiply.
chairs are up here, right here. Okay. So let me move this chair
This
here.
was the interface, and this was the actual class.
Yes, all right. So,
Implementation.
wants the chair here.
Abstract implementation.
Yeah. All right. So welcome everyone. Very good to see you all here. And I'll be moving chairs and you know, don't mind me. Okay, so before we get started, all right, how about this? And then we can thank the sponsors in a minute. But what I wanted to get started is, right, you know, why are you guys here? You know, we're going to do this a discussion about career. Oops, no. Oh, this one here. Yeah, it's better. Oh, good. Perfect. Okay. You know, our biggest objective, so we are working on the most amazing career in the planet. Seriously, right? And, but a lot of times we feel some problems, right? You know, so let me ask you here, who here is just starting the career, like, you know, is in school still, have like at most 1 year as a professional? Is there anyone here? Okay, one guy, right? That's good. Welcome. Okay. Now, who here is like, you know, in the middle of the like in the middle of the career, you have somewhere from 2 to 5, maybe 6 years of career. Okay. A couple people. She doesn't want to raise her hand.
In Java.
No, it doesn't need to be in Java. I know. How about your career, right? It doesn't matter. Careers are like, they're similar. So who here has more than 6 years of career? Right? Good. Right? And who did raise their hands? Like more than 10?
No, we are.
Yeah. So I was in the middle. He's in the longer than 6, right?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Cool. So yeah. So now who is like in the very long term? Like, you know, who here has more than 10 years of career? All right. Yeah. Okay. That's good. So most of the people that are they're you know, they're more than 6 years have more than 10, right? Like,
Yeah.
You know, cool. Who's had more than 15 years of career? Okay. That's good. All right. Okay, I'm gonna stop there, right? 15 is good enough. Okay. All right. So, you know, and what we see a lot of times is that you know, the challenges in those three categories are a little bit different, right? You know, people that are beginning have different challenges. People that have 15 years of career, right? But I want to see, you know, what kind of questions you have, because I have a few things to say. But more important than the things that I have to say is the thing that you guys want to hear, right? So, what is the biggest question that made you come here? Like you saw a presentation that said, we're gonna discuss career. I'm gonna go to this thing, right? It's not like I'm gonna go here to learn that I have a career. So it's not that, right? So, what is the big picture?
What do balance work and family?
Right. Oh yes, life balance, right? Yeah, see, I bet the guys who just started don't not think about this a lot, right? You know, that is usually, yeah, life balance, right? Work, family. That's a good one.
And I came in here with a specific question is like, we have so much of plethora of Java technologies, and we have to begin like in terms of regenerating kind of restarting the career kind of stuff like.
Oh, you want to restart your career? Okay, so there's I thought you had one question, but you actually have another one.
Yeah, because the question is like, I have worked in so many technologies, including Java is once upon a time.
Mm-hmm.
Now I keep moving to a different kind of legacy systems, more mainframes and even VB, sometimes .NET, sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Now I want to reposition back to the Java world, and then where do I begin again now? So if I've already worked long ago, where Java 2 was the only one which I had certification, now it has so much of development. So where do I begin now? So
okay, where do I begin? Okay, so yeah, so I'm hearing two different questions. Okay, so you have where do I begin, right? And then you talk about too many technologies, right?
Yes.
So too many things, right?
Yeah. Even if you pin down only to Java, then within Java itself, we have so much of stuff need to be done.
Right. Okay. Cool. Now I see that we're supposed to start online. We're supposed to start at the half hour, and I see that we already have 7 people online here. So if you just join us online, we're just starting, right? We didn't officially start yet. We're going through questions. So if you have a question, type the question in the chat here that we're gonna talk. Actually, y'all, maybe you wanna manage the chat. So yeah, no, it's very easy. You just so I don't have to look at the chat. How about this?
Just let you know.
Right, and then you transmit the questions, right? So if you're in the chats, if you're online, find the chat, say hello, and say where are you from, right? So we know that you know where the chat is, and you know that we can listen to you. And EL is going to be here, manage the chat and talk with you guys in the chat. Okay. All right. So too many things, right? So what else?
You mentioned in your that little summary in the invite that you mentioned something about does the projects kind of does it make the developer, or is it the developer working on it?
Right.
Something like that. So I kind of wanted to get some more insight on that, on what kind of project should I be looking for, and I also I completed my OCA last year, and then I kind of stopped for a year, and I'm thinking about starting my OCP. So
what's OCA, OCP?
The Oracle Certified Associate.
Oh, right.
Java 8.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I just started going for the second level. So I just wanted to kind of get some, I guess, insider.
Right, certifications. Yes, the thing that he's talking about that he was not able to, because it's a weird phrase anyway. I know it's my fault. Is that the thing that I say on the blurb is that do you become a great developer because you work on great projects, or do you work on great projects because you are a great developer, right? And so that's something we're going to talk about. I'm not going to put this as a question because we're definitely going to talk about this. But yes, what kind of project you should be looking for, and we're going to talk a little bit about certifications. Okay. What else?
This shows it's a mirror view, so this shows it in a mirror view. So
yeah, but it shows good for them. Okay. Yeah, it shows well for them. Don't worry. Okay. How about, do they have any questions? So come on, tell me where the guys are from. Come on, you're supposed to be managing the thing here. So we have Larry from Boston, Flavio from Brazil, Arun from Houston, Barreiras from Barreiras, Bahia in Brazil. There's a couple more people. Bruno from Brazil. I'm here. There's a Bruno from the same Bruno. Okay, so Bruno from Brazil, and another Bruno here from Brazil. There's 2 Brunos from Brazil, right? The other one is talking, and he doesn't stop talking. All right. So Larry asked about constant learning and growing. Okay.
Exactly. That's also my question.
Yeah, constant growing, right?
Continuous learning, probably you can say that.
Constant learning, right? Yeah, I think it's better. Okay, constant learning. Yes. Constant. I don't even know how to write anymore. Okay, constant learning. Well, what else?
One more, if you forget me, like.
No, you can. I want to
If
fill the whole board.
you want to gain the experience of the projects, the company has to support you. Like, so what are the technology that you are interested? Company has to host those kind of technologies to be implemented in those.
The company has to support you.
Exactly.
Okay. Does it?
Otherwise, you will be outdated, obviously. So whatever that they say that just for you are working for money, there's nothing that technology-wise you are just enjoying in it.
Right. Okay. Oh, actually this comment is a good one, right? It's working for money. I'll put right here.
They're working for only money, not for the passion. You can say that.
Yeah. Working for money or passion, right? Oh, that's a great one.
Perhaps how you find your passion, if that's what you want.
How you find your passion? Oh, that's even better. How you find your passion.
Whenever you're constantly challenged, obviously you derive your own passion. So if you're not constantly challenged, you're almost dormant, you can say that.
Okay, constantly challenged. Is that a question?
Constantly challenged.
Okay, I can put this. Constant challenges. Constantly.
Otherwise, you end up cooking the same pizza again and again, multitude of times.
Constantly challenged. That's kind of tiring, isn't it? You know, being constantly challenged. Come on. How about the ladies in the back?
I'm curious as to like what Java developers want to do in terms of technologies that they want to work with, because we see so many different kinds on the market. So preferred technologies, maybe.
Okay, preferred technologies. That's okay. All right.
Yeah, too many technologies.
That's the two main technologies. I would just prefer technology.
There is a question here too.
Okay, go ahead.
What is your career direction? Developer, management, from developer to manager, or from developer to a mentor?
Oh, that's a good one. Okay. Direction. Developer to manager, right? Okay. You guys even read this? Yes? Okay.
And we have
All right.
Val from, I don't even know, what is a speak? It's Spain?
Sumaré. It's in São Paulo. Yes, that's in São
São
Paulo.
Paulo.
Yes. All right. Cool. Oh, the guy, Larry wants a mentor. Larry King, what's not? No, I'm not you. Bruno, I'm not you. No, I know you're not me, Bruno. You know, because if you were me, you would be here, not there. Right? You know, if you're confused that you are me or not, that's a different problem. I'm not, you know, that is a very hard career problem, right? If you're confused who you are, that's a good point. Right here.
How to seek for help when it comes to open source contribution, or getting a mentor for open source contribution?
Okay, there's lots of things in this question, right? So how to
Seek for help.
Okay, how to seek for help is one thing, and open source is a different thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So first, need your help, right? And you said mentor. I'll put mentor here because there's a second person that says mentor, right? So that's good. Must be important. And so open source. Open source is always like a very big, broad subject. So, what else?
What do you know? Like salary survey. So whether you know whether you are making the right salary.
If you're making the right salary, do you make your salary?
You get a job, so you might know. So whether we are shortchanged.
Yeah, no. How? Actually, we don't want to know if you're making the right salary. We want to make lots of money, right? That's what we want, right? So let's put lots of money, okay? Lots of money.
That's one of the career goal, of course. That's a primary career goal, of course.
It's a primary career goal, of course. Yes, it is.
Maybe a follow-up. Do I deserve?
Do I deserve? Yes, you do. That's a quick answer. Yes, you do, right? Okay, but do I deserve it?
If somebody is giving you, then obviously you should deserve it.
Well, you know, the thing is, you gotta work to deserve it, right? I mean, it's not. We're not entitled to it. That's the thing, right? There's nothing in life that we're entitled to. That means, you know, we don't get anything for free, right? So we gotta work hard. So yes, you gotta work to deserve it. Okay.
And I have one more point actually. Achievement satisfaction. That is also.
How do I become the best Java developer? Okay. How do I become the best? Has to be the best Java developer, or can just be the best? Right? Is that okay? Right? The best in what? In the city, in the country, in the world?
Cities.
City's good? Okay, good. All right. That's fine. Yeah?
Achievement satisfaction. How do you derive the achievement satisfaction?
Satisfaction?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, like saying that, okay, if
Job
I
satisfaction.
code for this particular module, okay, I feel achieved something. So that's kind of a satisfaction that you derive.
So job satisfaction, right?
Exactly. I mean, that is a simple way to put it.
Job satisfaction.
That's what is the primary goal. So that's how you derive
Gratification.
When you want
Okay.
to get passion, you need to have job satisfaction.
Right. Satisfaction, gratification. Great. Oh, someone is going to take a picture. Excellent.
Oh, the battery.
So quick tip. Seriously, quick tip for any time that you go to an event. What is the thing that the speaker never has? Hint. Pictures. because he can't take a picture because he's speaking, right? So a good way for you to start contacting the speaker is what? You get your phone, right? You take a picture like she's doing, and then you post on Twitter and you tag the speaker, right? So you tag the speaker, and the speaker in this case is VR Java Man. Okay, that's me, right? VR Java Man on Twitter, and you tag it, and or it could be in Facebook too. It doesn't matter, right? Bruno Souls on Facebook. Okay, so that's a good moment for us to, since I mentioned my name, it's a good moment. So hi everyone, my name is Bruno Souza. I'm known as the Brazilian Java Man. I'm VR Java Man on Twitter. I've been traveling around the world helping developers like you to improve their careers so they can work on the best project, best teams. Okay, so I think there's we live in the most amazing times of history. Right? There's never so many opportunities for so many people, and a lot of people complain about the times that we have right now, and they have no idea how great the times that we are right now is. Just go study a little bit of history, and you find out that there's nothing in the history of humanity that was anything close to what we have right now. So, and among the best time of history, right? We are on the best career ever. Think about it. Absolutely anything that you want that exists today and you want to work on, you can. Absolutely everyone. Forbes says that every company is a software company. There are companies that know they're software companies and companies that don't know they're software companies, but they all are. So now you know which ones are going to survive, right? So, so anything you want to work, anything that you like to do. You want to work for Disneyland? You can, right? You want to work for the space and want to go to Mars? You can, right? You want to teach? Do you want to work for robotics? Do you want to work for whatever? Do you want to save the planet, right? And do you want to reduce global warming, or do you want to save the rainforest? Whatever they want to do for saving the planet, it needs software. Absolutely everything that we do today needs software, right? And most important than that, we are less than 1/4 of 1% of the population are developers. That means absolutely everyone needs you guys, right? So you can choose where you want to go. You can choose what you want to do, right? That's why they're here, because they want to hire you, right? That's why they sponsor the pizza. So, that's seriously, right? That's why you go to companies. Yesterday I was in Chicago in a very cool company, Blue Cross, and they had just remodeled 10 floors of their buildings to have open space and pool tables and foosball tables and food everywhere and all that. Why do those companies do this? To keep you, right? To keep you, right? Because they're competing to you, right? So that's the most amazing time, the most amazing career, and so many of us feel stuck. So many of us feel we're not growing.
We have a couple more things.
Yes, okay, I'm going to add in a minute, right? So before we get started, what I would like to do is that, first of all, I'd like to thank, our sponsors from Tech Systems, right? So please, round of applause here for Tech Systems, right? Thank you. Great pizza, great refreshments. For you guys that you're watching remotely, go buy some pizza because we have lots here. We can't send you some, right? Go get popcorn. Popcorn is easy to do, right? So thanks for Tech Systems. So do you wanna stand up and say like a couple of words, or come here and say to everyone? Yeah.
No pressure.
No pressure. As I said, it's going to be online and recorded for posterity. Right?
Good. Well, welcome everybody. I'm Winnie. I sponsor the Java user group here at Availity from Tech Systems. We sponsor it every month with y'all. And there's huge Java need in Jacksonville, around the country. Texas is a national company, but in Jacksonville we work with over 80 clients, and probably at any given moment have 3 to 5 Java positions. So this topic I think is really important because, like I said, you guys might feel stuck, and you don't know if you're making the market great. You don't know if what you're making is fair. And talking to someone, a lot of times people are hesitant to talk to a recruiter because they're always want to talk to you about a job, and it really should be about your career. So I think this will be a really great topic. So thank you.
Excellent. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Very cool. Excellent. So now next time that you're not so sure, you can just get it and play the recording, right? Perfect. All right. Okay. So I also would like to thank Ability. That's how I say it. Ability. That's I'd like to thank Ability for hosting us here. That's the 3rd time I come here from Jacksonville. It was always in this very, very nice room. So a round of applause for Ability. Yes, he always here to represent the company, but he also doing this here himself, right? One of the things that we're going to talk about here today is about community. So I'm not going to get ahead of myself, but the reason why you guys can do this kind of things is because there is a Java group in here, right? There is, EAL is organizing the user group and making sure that the user group happens. When you have a community, right, a community improves everyone. There's 3 things a community gives you, right? It gives you access to private information that you would not have access otherwise. It gives you, and I'm sure you've been many times, you learn about job offers, for example, or you learn about something that's going on in your city or in the world because you're part of a community, right? A community gives you access to a diverse set of skills. We're going to talk more about this when we talk about learning too many things, right? But it gives you access to a diverse set of skills. So, for example, who here works with Spring? Spring? A couple of guys, three people work for Spring. Who here works with desktop applications? Anyone? No? Almost. Who here works with legacy code? Okay, Java EE applications. Okay, a few. Who here works with JavaScript? Some people work with JavaScript. Who here knows, works with clouds? Right? One guy works with cloud. So, I'm just asking a few things here. You don't need to work with all of those things because you have peers around you that work with some of them. Right? So if you have a question, you can go and ask someone because you're part of a community. So the community gives you access to this diverse set of skills. And the other thing that the community gives you power and influence. Right? If Oracle does something to Java, and they actually Oracle calls Java groups, calls Java champions to ask about what we think.
That's nice.
That's it. Okay, right? And not only that, right? If EAL, how many times have you have someone from Jacksonville called you to ask if you have someone to suggest for a job?
Quite a few times.
Quite a few
Usually
times.
email. But, yeah.
Yes, I mean every week you got some requests like this, right? Yeah. So that is influence, right? So EAL can suggest people, right? So if EAL knows what you want to do in your life, and he receives a request, he knows exactly who to suggest. That's influence, right? If you talk with EAL and you get a suggest like this, right? You actually get hired even before the interviews.
54 times more likely to be placed for referral.
How many? What?
54 times more likely to be placed by referral.
54 times more likely to be placed by referral. 54 times, right? It's not 54%. 54 times, right? That's power. That's influence. That is what happens when you participate in the community. Now the thing is, what happens when EAL gets tired? and he's doing all of these himself, and he gets tired, and he can't do it, or he gets sick, or something happens to him, what happens to all of us? We all lose. We all lose. Such an important thing for all of us. And if he gets tired, if he gets sick, if he moves to another city, right? We don't know. Maybe tomorrow he gets an amazing offer to go work in Brazil. Who knows? Right? What happens if this community disappears? We all lose. Right? So every time that we do not take responsibility to actually help y'all, we are leaving our future to the chance. So go help him. Right? Get here 5 minutes earlier. Help put the pizza up. Help adjust the chairs. Right? Call him during the week and say, hey y'all, I know that something's going on, and Bruno's arriving. I know you're gonna be busy. Do you want me to be at the door, open the door for everyone? Right? Because he was picking me up at the hotel while there's lots of people in the door, like banging the door and crying, kicking the door, right? We're receiving angry message, come on, where are you? Right? If there was someone that said, I'll be here half an hour earlier and I will help you out mend the door, he would be fine. Little things that will guarantee. And if you are helping him out and he gets an offer to go to Brazil, you're the next guy, because you're right there. You know exactly what you need to do because you've been doing it. So go help him, seriously. Now let me tell you a secret. Did I say that communities help you out, right? There's three things that those are the three things that communities give you. But people that participate in communities get three things. First of all, you are better evaluated by your peers, including your boss, because you're part of communities. And that's scientific, right? And you get opportunities to work on more interesting projects and more challenging projects. And you earn more money. Right? Now, the secret that I want to tell you is from everyone here, who helps more gets more of those. So it's good for everyone, but EL gets better. Right? He gets better, man, and he gets better because no one else is doing it with him, because you could all be helping and you could all be getting this. You could all be getting the benefits, and you just don't because you don't. Make sense? So I talk way more about community than I want to talk right now, but I think it's important. So with all this, right, let's make sure that this guy understands how we appreciate. Let's get a big round of applause for you all here. Y'all, you gotta be here, man, and you say hello to everyone. You talk a little bit here. Everyone wants to know about you. Everyone that's online needs to, so that's the guy that's managed the chat, right?
I'm not doing a very good job.
You are not?
Hello, I'm Eyal. I've been running this group. I'm not sure for how long, maybe close to 11 years now. Actually, the only reason I started doing it is because the previous person stepped out. She couldn't do it anymore, and I didn't want the group to disappear. And that looked like it was going to happen. I joined that group a few months before that. At the time, I was in a job that we were doing our own stuff, and we were not really exposed to technologies, Java technologies, and everything else from the outside. And I realized at some point that if I go on like this, I will stay behind. And that's when I joined the Java user group. Started learning about the world of Java and other things, and then the group was going to disappear. So I took the place of the person who left, and I've been doing it ever since. And it's not that difficult. That's the truth. It's not horribly difficult. It happens once a month. I think that the main challenge here is to get people to speak and present. And normally these are people from the group. Sometimes people who work with me. And everybody has something to contribute. And I find that a lot of people are insecure about making a presentation, and there is really no reason for that. And also, presentation usually doesn't have to be a full presentation. We can have several short ones, but I don't think that ever happened, or maybe it happened a couple of times in many years. So that's one thing I would like to see, is people making short presentations. One thing that Bruno advised me to do at some point is to talk before the meeting. People will talk about, just by going around the table, people will talk about some challenges that they faced in the last week or two, issues that they had to solve, or either they solved them and how, or maybe if they didn't, they can discuss and get advice. And also say if they learned something new and share that. So our group actually has the advantage, I think, that we don't have in much larger group, where we sort of communicate directly with each other, and usually before the meeting we have a lot of conversation going on, and this I think is a really good thing. But I wouldn't mind if more people also showed up, and if we had seen a flow of participants. Usually we don't know more than 1 month in advance. But all in all, I'm happy with the group. I enjoy it. Comes down to it, I really have been enjoying it for all these years. And I think there's somebody at the door. I'll go check.
Okay, thank you. All right. Okay. So, and one thing I want to tell you, a lot of people ask me how to contact me, and I will make sure that you have my contacts right now. Right. So, you know, if you get your phone right now and you go to this URL here, hey, how you doing, man?
Sorry, I'm late.
No problem. You're not. We're just starting. So you go to this URL, code4.live. Okay. HTTPS. Right. Code4.live. If you come to this URL right now, yeah, don't write on the paper. Go on your phone. That's all you need to do. Go on your phone. Yes, because you're not going to remember. You don't need to remember. Seriously, you don't need to remember. Just go to your phone right now. You already have it, right? Yeah. So go to your phone right now. Go to Code4Live, and that's going to be a little pop-up that asks you your email and your name or email. Put your name or email, and you're immediately going to get one email from me. There's two things you're going to get. First of all, you're going to get access to a very cool series of interviews that I did with top Java developers in the planet, telling you how they grew in their careers. So giving them their best advice on how to grow your career. That's you're gonna get this immediately. But you're also gonna get an email from me. So now you have my email, and you can really get in contact with me. How about that? Easy enough? Good. Cool. All right. So code4.live. That's the best thing you can do right now. And before we finish this, I'm gonna give you all a gift. Yes. You know this whole thing that companies come here and they kind of do a giveaway, like you get like a number out of the thing. If you're lucky, the guy, I'm giving a gift for everyone. Okay, right? And it's gonna be a very good one. All right. So, any more questions here? If I talk about those things here, you guys gonna be happy?
Oh, I have one more.
One more. Good. Yes, I know. I love people that are not happy. Come on. Yes, that's right.
That's funny.
It is. It's a positive feedback loop, right? It's funny here, and then it's funny there, so we all keep laughing here the whole day. That's great. Right?
That's why we are here, of course.
Yes.
So, how does it impact how long you stay in a job? So some people will think.
How long you stay in a job? That's a good one.
Till you get fired.
How long you stay in a job?
Yeah, sometimes they say, oh, so you've been making the project. So if you stay longer, and somebody will say, oh, you'll be switching job, or you'll be 2 years or something.
Yeah, that's. I love this fast and clear answers, right? Stay in a job for 2 years and leave, and they're like, man, I'm doing the best project of my life. Do I leave? Yes, because it takes that 2 years, right? No, it all depends. Here, but we're gonna talk about this here too. Okay, what else? Anything else? Oh, there's a couple of questions here because y'all is not reading the chat. Come on, y'all. All right, so y'all, so we have two questions here. So Dorival is asking, I need to double my salary in the next year, right? And how do I achieve this? That given that I'm very good at getting certifications. So Dorival, let me tell you, it's not about getting certification you're gonna improve your salary, right? But we say we have lots of money. How to get lots of money? So this question is here, Dorival. We're gonna talk about how you can get lots of money. But yes, it's not by getting certification. That's not the way. So the other one thing is, I'm working for a government enterprise. I don't work with technology now, but I did for 10 years. What is the best way to come back to this industry? And then he talks about he did some certifications in Udacity courses, right? So I think that we have this. Did we have this about coming back? Guess not, right? So let's put it here. So how do I come back?
Where do I re-begin was kind of a...
Oh, how do I begin again? Was that here? How do I begin again?
Fourth one from the top.
Oh yes, how do I begin again? Okay, where do I begin? Okay, where do I begin again? Okay, good. All right. Okay, yeah, so it's now on the board. All right, any more questions here? Okay. All right, great. So the thing is, I'm going to answer those questions here. Talking about I'm not going to go in this order. I'm going to talk about some things. Do immediately answer those questions, and then something, and then whatever is missing, I'll go on and answer all of it. Okay. How long do I have here until? You said like 7 o'clock in the morning. Is that? No. All right. Okay. All right. So. I think I tell you, so it's 7 o'clock right now. I think I need at least until 8:30. Is that okay? 8:30?
Yeah.
8:30 is okay? All right, cool. Okay. He looked to him like we can't do 8:30.
It's gonna be fun. We're gonna have fun.
Yes. All right. Okay. That's okay. Good. All right. Okay. So first things first. You talk. There's some questions here about finding your passion or working for money or passion. I think that's the first question right there. For working for money or passion. Let me kind of show you a little bit about what we talk about in terms of the passion thing, right? I'm not sure if you've seen this before, but okay. But there's three things you have to understand. The three big things that in everything you do. There's three big things that you can think of, right? First of all, there are things that you love to do, right? Passion. There are things that you love to do, right? Maybe you love to play music, or you love to program, or you love to ride cars very fast, right? There's things that you love, okay? There are things in the market that people are willing to pay lots of money for, right? There are things that that you do. I mean, there are things that are part of your interest that the market is willing to pay lots of money for, right? And there are things that you're very good at. Okay? So now, the intersections here are the important parts. If there is something that you're very good at, the market is willing to pay lots of money, but you don't like, that's a job.
That's
right? That's a job, right? It's there's a lot of people that work on things they don't like very much, and it pays very well, and they're very fond of this, right? They go to work, they blow through the work, they go back home, and they go do something else. That's totally fine. It's a perfect lifestyle, right? You have to like a 9-to-5 job, and you do not want to hear about jobs again. You don't even have friends there, right? It's all about work. That's it's a job. If there are things that you love to do, right, and you're very good at, but the market doesn't pay money, that's a hobby. Right? There's lots of things that you can be very good at because you love to do. I'm sure you love to play with your kids. That's probably a hobby, right? Okay? There are a lot of things that you love to do that the market pays a lot of money, but you're not very good at. This is a dream. Right? Something that you love and you don't, and you're not good at, you can learn. Right? So, and here on the sweet spot in the middle, this here is a career. Things that you love to do, you're good at, the market pays lots of money, that's a career. Make sense? Not everyone has a career, and that's okay. You know, there's a lot of professions in the markets that there's no career for those. You know, a career is something that you can do for a long period of time and you can grow inside it. There's a lot of jobs in the industry that there's no growing. Right? So you have to understand this is something that you have to do for yourself. Go do this in a paper, put things down, find your sweet spot. Because a lot of times we keep thinking about, oh, you know, what kind of technology I need to learn, what kind of things I need to do, what kind of things. Well, take a look at your sweet spot. Right? A lot of times there's things that, you know, because those things here are not set in stone. Right? You know, if you're very good at something and the market pays a lot of money and you don't like it very much, maybe you can go look around and find a way to make this very fun and turn your job into a career. Right? You know, if you love something and the market pays lots of money and you never thought that you could actually be good at, go be good at this. Go make some training. Go do some courses. Go become good at something that you love to do. And then you can turn it into a career. Right? If you love something you're very good at and the market doesn't pay a lot of money, go find the money. Right? Because I'll tell you what, the most fun things in the world, people pay for. I go think about, you know, the guy loves to surf. Man, there's surfers that get paid a lot more than anyone who's in this room.
They do?
Yeah, there are surfers that get paid a lot, right? There are people that have a much better life, much better career than we have by surfing or painting or you know, playing with kids or whatever. There's lots of ways which make money. So if you have something that you're good at, you love to do, go find a way to make money out of that. And then maybe you're never going to have to work a day in your life again. Right? And all of those things are valid. You know, there's a very, very good book from Scott Adams. You know who Scott Adams is, right? You know, the guy that does Debug. Right? So there's a very good book that he talks about not liking what he does and succeeding anyway. Right? So, you know, there's lots of ways for you to do things. Okay, for you to actually build a career. So when you talk about, you know, working for money or for passion, that depends, right? You know, maybe you can. Do you know your passion? Because that's another thing. Do you know what you're passionate about?
I mean, it keeps changing over time, actually. So it cannot be all the time one passion. So as you keep changing, as you keep growing by ages, the passion keeps changing again.
Of course, your passion changes, right? You know, you learn more things. You see different things, and you're passionate. But do you know what your passion is? Do you know what the thing that you really love to do? Do you know what you're really good at, or you keep tricking yourself?
You're mostly tricking yourself.
Well, if you're tricking yourself, you have to be honest with you. You have to be very honest with you. I recorded a video yesterday in an amazing place. I was going through this park in the middle of Chicago. Actually, not in the middle of Chicago, because the middle of Chicago is right by the lake, so it's not in the middle, right? So, but you know, I was walking this amazing park, and they had this. They call it over there. They call it the beam. But the name of the the name of this creature is much nicer. They call it the beam, but the official name is something like, the cloud portal. It's like it's a cool, you got to see the video that I recorded, right? So, you go to my YouTube channel, you're gonna get that. But it's like it's a weird shape, like kind of round shape. It's all mirror, right? So it reflects everything around, but in a distorted way. That's you. That's your brain. That's how you think. You look at yourself, and you don't look at. People say, "Go look in the mirror." It would be great if you could just look in the mirror. But when you go look at the mirror, we are looking at a distorted mirror of ourselves. We think we're much bigger than we are, or we think we're much smaller than we are. So it's very hard for us to actually see the reality. And so, but you have to look at your reality, man, because if you don't know, if you're tricking yourself, if you're hiding from yourself, if you're, we kind of like to tell people nice things, right? So say, what is it you want for your career? Oh, I want to work like a fulfilling job that saves the planet. No, you don't. You want to make lots of money so you can travel. Be honest, right? Be honest with what you want, because you can do good things if you're honest with yourself, right? So what is it you want? So when you talk about passion, what is it really thing that you want for you? You don't need to tell this to anyone. Go write on a piece of paper. Go put down what I really want, right? And make sure that you're being honest with yourself, because if you really want something and you're clear what that is, and that's something that you really want, not something you just kind of think you're just pretending, it's a lot easier for you to go after that. It's a lot easier for you to actually conquer that. But if you keep saying to yourself that, oh, you know what, I want to work on this, I don't want to work for money. I want to work for passion. No, some people are like this. Some people don't care about money at all. That's okay. So go find what is it what makes you tick. Make sense? So this is really important for us to understand. Now, once we have that, I'm going to start talking. I'm going to tell you here the 6 things that you need to do to really get your career moving, right? Because
we have another question. Right?
Have another question here? Go ahead.
I'm not sure if you can answer it.
Not sure if I can answer. I can answer anything. What companies are paying lots of money for in Java area? I love Java. Okay. So what companies are paying a lot of money? Well,
Cambridge Analytica.
No. I don't think they do Java, do they? I don't know.
They pay a lot of money.
You know who pays a lot of money for anything? Someone that has a problem. Right? Someone that has a problem pays a lot of money for something. And one of the biggest problems that we have here, I'm going to put this as a question here because I want to talk more about this. Who pays a lot of money? Who pays lots of money?
I heard some lawyers pay a lot of money.
You heard what?
Some lawyers pay a lot of money.
Yes. Every time you have a problem, right, you are willing to pay lots of money to solve that problem. Or otherwise you don't have a problem. So if you're not willing to pay lots of money for the problem, it's because you don't believe you have a problem. Maybe you don't understand. Maybe you don't see it. Maybe you're unaware of the problem that you have, right? So the biggest problem that we have in terms of making lots of money is that we developers, we are not willing to actually solve anyone's problem, right? You want to see one of the biggest mistakes that we make as developers? We charge by the hour. Right? Well, if you're working for a company, you actually get a salary, but you charge by the hour. Lots of consultants charge by the hour. And what happens if you charge by the hour? Come on. Who here has worked on a large company in your life? Almost everyone, right? So everyone that ever worked in a large company in your life. So who are the people that pays by the hour? large companies, right? Those hire people by the hour because they are hiring consultants. Small companies rarely hire consultants. So the large companies hire consultants. Now, if anyone that works in a large company in your life knows how much time is thrown away in any large company. You go to work and you spend half of the day doing nothing. Useless meetings, coffee break, someone is calling the bank to solve some personal problems. You know all that, right? So the guy that's HR, the person that hires people inside the company, how much value he gives for 1 hour? He knows that hundreds of hours are just thrown away at his company. How much value he gives for 1 hour? Nothing. There's no value. He knows that 1 hour is nothing. Values nothing. So you charge him by the hour, how much money he's going to pay you?
Nothing.
Nothing. Of course, there's no value in an hour. He knows that. So do you want to get paid lots of money? Go solve the guy's problem. His problem is not, I want you here for an hour. That's not his problem. If you go there and you solve his problem, you make sure that whatever problem he has, you say, I will solve that. And that's going to cost that much for me to solve that. It's going to be, oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, that's what I want. Because paid by the hour, I don't have any guarantee. You can be here for 1,000 hours and not solve my problem. So what's worth is that? It's worth nothing. So do you want to get paid lots of money? Go solve someone's problem. Seriously. For that, you have to understand what the problem is. And we developers have another problem, another issue, that we don't like to think about the problem. We like to think about the technology. We like to think about, the newest thing, Java 10, open source. We like to love all those things. What's the problem? No one pays you to be, to use the newest technology. No one cares about using the newest technology. Think about it. People want to solve a problem. Is your newest technology solving a problem? I'm interested. It's not. It's just because you like new technology. I'm not interested. Easy like this. Make sense? So you wanna get paid a lot. You have to take responsibility of actually solving something. Now, his question was more specific. Whose company? Which companies pay a lot of money? Man, go after it. Every company pays a lot of money. Every single company pays a lot of money for something. For something. There's no company that doesn't spend a huge amount of money, gazillion, coins, right, on something. And so if you put yourself into the right spots to solve the right problem, you hit the right jackpot, right? Okay. So, but that's not what we're going to talk about. I'm going to talk about 6 things that you need to do. Oh, before I talk about the 6 things, why are we going to talk about those 6 things? Do you want to have an amazing career? Do you want to grow lots? Do you want to earn more money? Do you want to do all this? You got to be good. You got to be very good. You got to be the best. Like his question over there. We're going to talk about what it means to be the best. But if you want to be the best, software development, and actually everything, but I'm going to talk about software development in particular, of course, but the only way for you to be the best in anything is if you acquire the right skills. A lot of people talk about knowledge. A lot of people want to, have more knowledge, learn more things, right? That's the question, right? How do I learn more things, right? Where do I get started? There's so many technologies. How do I learn all that? It's not about learning. So let's see here. Who is the guy with most career years? More than 15 years here. Who is more than 15 years? More than 20 years. Anyone more than 20 years? Okay. All right. There's 3 here. That's good. I don't know. Just kind of get one of you guys here, right? So who is the youngest one? You're the youngest one, right? What's your name?
Anil.
Anil. So Anil is sitting right by Terry. Anil and Terry are sitting right by each other. And Anil is just starting, and Terry has more than 20 years in his career. You know the difference between Anil and Terry? What do you think? The amount of things that Terry knows? It's not. The biggest difference between Anil and Terry is because Terry has amazing skills, has 20 years of skills that Anil is starting to build. To be more exacting, to be more precise, to be more scientific, the difference between Anil and Terry is the quality of the mental representation that Terry has about software development that Anil doesn't have. That's it. If we had a way to download Anil's mental representation of software and upload on Terry's representation of mental representation of software and upload on Anil's head, Anil would be a specialist today. We don't have that way. We don't know how to. There's no way for us to do this. The only way that we build mental representations is by doing things. It's not by reading books. It's not by learning things. It's by doing things. So you want to be excellent. You want to be the best. You got to have the best mental representation in the world. And you know the funny thing? If you, Anil, if you look around and you find the right people that can teach you the right mental representation, that's one people mentioned about having a mentor here, right? Getting help, how to seek help. If you find the right people that can teach you the mental representation, you can grow very fast. One example. There was another day. There was this skates master, or whatever how you call it. It's like professional. That he was saying that this spin that he does on his skates, it took 8 years to develop, to create that particular spin and be able to do it. 8 years. And now he walks around the city and he sees 8-year-old kids doing it. How come? How come the 8-year-old kid does it? You see this all the time. You get some kind of sport. There's a ceiling. No one can jump higher than that. No one can run faster than that. No one. For like 10, 15, 50 years, no one was able to break that. And then one guy or one girl go and break that barrier. Next year, 10 of them do it. How come? What changed it? What changes that 8-year-old boy, he saw the guy doing. He knows it's possible. Once he knows it's possible, he can do it. Right? That is the problem that we have. In computers, we don't have that. We keep stuck in a lot of things, and then suddenly someone creates like microservices. So now Netflix is able to scale to billions of users. Oh, now it's possible. We can all do it. That's the closest that we have. But we don't have today. We don't have like we focus so much on knowledge that we don't have the continuous focus on skills. We gotta focus on skills. That's the most important thing. You want to be the best? You gotta focus on skills, right? And why I'm telling this, I forgot. Actually, you have a question before I move on.
So there could be an advantage for the newer folks coming in this because.
Oh sure, yeah.
Let's say the experience or being a ninja in COBOL development versus blockchain. The newer technologies would make the experience or the skills in COBOL maybe obsolete.
No. Skills. Okay, that's a good point, right? Skills is different than knowledge. It's completely different than knowledge, right? If you're good, if you're a developer, even if you're a COBOL developer, you have skills. If you're like 20 years old COBOL developer, 20 years working with COBOL, you have skills about reading code, writing code, solving problems. You have a lot of great skills that would take someone young a lot of years to learn, right? But the advantage of the young person is that we improve a lot of things, right? We improve learning, we improve it, we improve mentoring, we improve technology, we improve a lot of things. So it's faster. It's always the newer person It's always getting the advantage of already knowing what those other guys did. So that's always true. So whoever comes in, always going to have that advantage of, you know, I know how this guy learned, so I can just learn the same way he did. And this is a good thing. It is a good thing. If we could, imagine if today, right, we download a virus in everyone's computers and absolutely every developer on the planet became 10 times better developer than they were before. What would happen? Man, the world would be amazing, right? You know, because we could do so much more things if everyone was 10 times better, right? We'll be working on much more interesting projects. All of us immediately are going to be working more interesting projects. So the more we improve the development environment, the better it is for all of us. So we want to do this. We do. We want the newer people to actually work, you know, be better than us. Because the better they are, the better we become. Right? So the thing is, the important part here is the skill. It's not knowledge. It's not knowledge. I'll give you an example that's very obvious. If I wrote a book, I think I'm going to be rich. Right? Because all of you here, every developer on the planet needs one very important thing. Need to be very good at typing the keyboard.
Typing on the keyboard. Right?
We all do, right? We need to be very good at typing. So I'm going to write a book that's going to teach you how to type the keyboard. How about that? Great! Isn't it? No? What happens if I write a book? What happens if you read a book about typing the keyboard? What happens? Nothing. That's what happens. Nothing. Like typing the keyboard is a skill. Has no knowledge involved. It's a skill. You gotta practice. You know, the keyboard is right there. There's not another thing for you to learn. Oh, of course there is, right? You know, if you're in an IDE, you have to remember that, you know, Control Shift Tab X do something, right? But that's a tiny little learning compared to practicing. That is software, man. That's what you gotta do. You gotta practice all the time. The more you practice, the better you get. And the thing is, there's just 5 skills, you know, 5 like broad sense types of skills that you need to have as a developer, right? Skills. 5 types. 5 things that you need to do, right? 1.
I thought there was 6.
I say 5. Maybe tell me the 6th one. 5 skills.
Did you say you should tell us about 6 things, or is that different?
6 things to get you.
Oh no, I'm gonna talk about 6. That's a different thing.
Oh, sorry.
That's a 6 steps. It's not 6 things. This is 6 things. There's 5 things. Okay, don't get. 5 skills that you need as a developer, right? Very obvious one. First one is read code. You gotta be good at reading code. A lot of developers don't read code that they don't write. They're not good at reading code, right? Very important. Second skill you gotta have, write code. Those are skills. What it means is, it's not because you learn it once and you stop. That's how university teaches you. You learn once and you go do something else. No, skills is you get better, and better. You practice this every day. Go read code every day. You gotta go better in reading code. You gotta read more complex code. You gotta read code that's in language that you don't understand. You know, you gotta read. You gotta read code in specifications, right? You gotta read code in design patterns. They're harder for you to understand what it is because it's meta code. You gotta read. You gotta know how to do this. You know, get better and better. There's never. You know what? You know the most amazing thing that science has discovered? There are no limits on our skills. You can always improve. You can always get better. Always. We have not found limits yet. So, read code, write code, those are obvious things that we do, and you're like, I already know how to do this. No, it's not knowing. It's not knowing, it's having the skill. Right? So you gotta get better at it. It's not knowledge. Knowledge is something that you know, you read a book, you know that thing. And that's it. There's nothing more. You can know more details about it if you want, but there's nothing more. You know that thing. It's not knowledge, it's skills. You can always get better. Okay? So read code, write code. Number 3, deliver code.
What about debugging it?
Debugging is delivering and writing and reading. Right? For me, actually, debugging for me is more reading than anything else, I think. Right? You know, you read the code and you debug it. You debug in your head. Debug in your head is a very, very important skill. Run the code in your head. It's very important. Because it gives you a lot of understanding about what you're doing. Right? So very good developers are able to take a look at a source code and run that code in their head instantly. They don't keep looking like line by line. No, they read the code. It's like reading a book. If you know English, for example, right? Think about it. Think about it. You know English, and you're reading a book. Let's say you're reading a fantasy book. You're reading, I don't know, Snow White, right? And then on the Snow White, you talked about, you know, this little girl that has the skin very fair and the hair very dark, right? What happens when you're reading those words? You see it, right? You see it. You see the whole story unfold in your head, right? That is a good developer. The guy that reads the code and he sees the code live in his head. He doesn't see the lines of code, he sees the thing running. Some developers are very good at doing this, some are not. If you're not, you can be better. And better. And better. You can read the code and see this whole thing coming alive. You can do this. Lots of developers do it, and you can do it too. So you got to be good at this thing, man. That's the basic of your life. That's why you said you want to be a developer. You said you want to be good at this, so go be good at it. Read code, write code, deliver code. Those are the obvious ones. Number 4, it's a little bit less obvious, but I think still very obvious. Solve problems. Solve problems is not about getting your IDE and typing the code. Solving problems is look around your life, look around everything you do, and see problems. You know? Can you see any problem in this room here? Look around. Come on, look around. See any problem in this room?
Don't look at me.
See any problem at all?
Yeah, it is too chill, obviously. The AC is chill.
Oh, the air conditioning is too cold?
Yeah.
Right? That could be.
I actually asked for it, to be honest.
Well,
Usually turn it off at the end of the day.
That's his fault then, right?
But one issue that we could have here is the sun coming through, and then you have to close the blinds.
The sound.
Then it can get you very hot.
Better for adaptability to different presentations.
Right, the seating, right? Okay, good. Yes, the seating is terrible, right? You know, because it works well if you're going to present there, but if you have to show here, then everyone here in the front is kind of uncomfortable because, you know, the guy has to have the thing in his lap, and it's not very good, and you can't write on a notepad. Yeah, okay. So now you found a problem, right? So now think how you solve it. That's all you need. That's having the skill of solving problems. You see problems, you solve them. You see, you solve them. It doesn't mean you have to come here and destroy the table and do this. You just think in your head. Right? And more than that, you think how you solve it, and then you bash your own solution. You know, you're walking over the street, we're doing this today, right? You're walking over the street, and you see a homeless person. And you think, oh, that's a problem. Let's solve their problem. How do I solve this? You know, I could take more money from the rich people and give $1,000 for everyone that's on the street, and that would solve the problem, right? That's a good solution. That's a reasonable solution. And then you go and say, well, how that solution is wrong. Well, if I give $1,000 to the guy in the street, that's not going to solve his problem, right? You know, he's definitely not going to stop being in the street just because he has $1,000. And maybe the rich guy's going to get mad at me. And so it's going to be hard for me to do this. So that's not a good solution. So maybe what would be a good solution. And that's what you do all the time. You got to be good at solving problems. It's a skill. Has nothing to do with computers. Has nothing to do with programming. It's a skill. Look around your life, see problems, solve problems. Remember again, how do I get paid a lot of money? Solving someone's problems. So if you solve someone's problem, you get paid a lot of money. So if you have this skill of look around, find a problem, solve the problem, amazing.
Yeah, the tougher the problem, the more the money you get.
The tougher the problem, the more the money you get. Excellent. Right? Higher risk, higher results. Okay?
A couple of complaints here.
Couple of complaints. What
How
happened?
to read the board and how to hear the question. I think that refers to maybe Jyoti's question, so maybe.
All right, cannot hear the question. I'm going to repeat the question. Thanks a lot. Right. Yeah, reading the board. That's tougher.
Talk about the small writing or the main.
Oh no, this small writing on the corner is just the questions. Those are just the questions. Don't worry about it. There's nothing here for you. This is just for me. Okay? The small letters here is for me. So I had to answer all of them. Okay? Don't worry. All right. So number 5. Number 5 is one that people don't know very well. Share what you know. Share. Go speak. How come speaking or sharing makes you a better developer? That's a tough one. This is probably the thing that will differentiate you from everyone else. You know why? Software development, it's not about the technology. Software development is one of the most collaborative industries in the planet. It's done by people, for people, marketed by people. It's solving people's problems. So if you're like me, that you went into computers because oh, I'm not very good with people, so I'm going to computers, they lied to you, right? It's a completely people business. So if it's a people business, you have to be able to speak. You have to be able to share. You have to be able to show what you want, to show what you mean. You have to be able to understand each other. If you don't, you cannot be a good developer. That's one point. The second reason for sharing is so important is because you think you're thinking when you're thinking. But you're not thinking when you're thinking. You're just thinking when you're writing, when you're sharing, when you're speaking. Because you know what? When you think in your head, your brain is full of doubts, fears, prejudice, preconceptions. It's very hard to think with all of that. Actually, people have to be trained to think like this. You know, philosophers are the people that train their whole life to be able to think. We don't. So we don't think. I'm kind of exaggerating here, but that's true. We have a distorted view of the world. We have a distorted view of ourselves. You know, every time we try to think, we keep getting, you know, our fears in the way. So the only time you think is when you explain to someone else. Because now that you're going to explain to someone else, you have to get that thing in your head and put into a nice, you know, concise way that actually someone else can understand. And more than that, you know, when you're talking to someone, right, you're looking right in their eyes, and you see them raise their head, or they say like this, or they do like this, or they're like, you see the expression. And just by seeing the expression, oops, I said something wrong. You know what? Let me explain the different way. Oh, you're clearly not understanding what I'm saying. So let me explain it. You know, so that's a relationship, right? So you are adjusting your thinking based on what the other person is doing, what's looking at you. You know, one of the top amazing way to solve bugs is to explain to someone else what you're trying to do. You've been thinking for hours and you can't solve that bug.
It can be anybody. It can be just anybody. You
Anybody.
can find in the space, you know.
There is actually a technique that's called rubber duck debugging. Right? You've been in events in the past that people gave you like a yellow rubber duck, and you had no idea why they're giving you a yellow rubber duck? It's because you don't know the rubber duck technique. It's a very simple technique. So you get a rubber duck. So let's say this mouse here is a rubber duck, right? You're stuck with your problem. You don't know how to debug a code. There's something you don't know how to do. So you get your rubber duck and say, dear yellow friends, let me explain you what's going on here with my project. Right? And you tell the rubber duck as clearly as possible, in a way that a rubber duck do understand, right? What is going on? What's the problem that you're going through? And by doing this, what happens? You think. When you try to explain to a rubber duck, you think and you solve the problem. Right? Because you get out of your preconceptions, you get out of your prejudice, you get out of your fears. Oh man, I'm too shy. I don't know how to share, I don't know how to speak. There's no way I could come to in front of a group and say anything. I don't even talk with the guy in the bar, right? I don't even talk to my wife at home. How can I come in front of it? So if you're like this, you get a piece of paper and you write it down. Oh, but I don't want anyone reading my writing. That's okay. You write it down and you put it inside a locker if you want. But write it down. Share with yourself if that's how you can, right? But once you write things down, it also gets your brain thinking. You get your brain, you align things to your brain. Make sense? So sharing, speaking, will make you a better developer. In lots of different ways. In lots of different ways. We're going to talk more about them. So 5 skills that you have to have. How deep can I go in those skills? And you can go very deep. You can go very, very, very deep. Every day, if you work on those 5 things, you see? That's my message for you, man. You work on these 5 things every day. Every day, you work 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour in each one of them, and you're going to be a great developer. But you always have to work a little bit harder than you did before. Always trying to do things that you don't understand. Make sense? And that's why when you're a speaker, you start speaking to 2 people, and then you speak to 10 people, and then you come to a group like this, and then you come to an event, right? And then you stop using slides, and then you start, you go to a TED talk, and then you go, that's what you do. You keep going deeper and deeper and deeper. All right, I'm not getting ahead of myself here. So 5 things. So everything's about skills. Okay. So now that I said everything's about skills, I just want to do what is a. I said I will show you how your career works before I said 6 things, right? So here, what you need to make your career soar. You need to get in a positive feedback loop, right? What comes first, the egg of the hen, right? What comes first? Do great developers work on great projects, or do great projects make great developers? It does not matter. It does not matter. This is a positive feedback loop. You are working on a great project, you become a great developer, and because of that you work on great projects, and you become a great developer, and because of that you work on a better project, and you become a better developer, because of that you work on a better project, and you become a better developer, and you work on a better project. That's your career. It's a positive spiral of working on great projects, becoming a better developer, and that will put you in a better project, will make you become a better developer. So for doing this, you need to get into this spiral somehow. You need to get into this. And when you say you work on a better project, it does not mean changing companies. Right? Just by being a better developer, your project gets better. And you attract better people to work with you in your company, and your project becomes better, and better people working with you makes you a better developer. So it's not about changing jobs or changing jobs every 2 years, anything like this. It's a positive spiral that you have to get in. So how do you get into this positive spiral? Either you become a better developer so you can work on a better project, or you work on a better project so you can become a better developer. You choose. Right? It's very easy to get into it. How come it's very easy? Well, I don't have an interesting project to work on, so I go online and I search an open source project that's interesting and that I like. So now I'm working on an interesting project. That's it. Now what you have to do, you have to become a better developer. Go deep in the project. Go experiment things. Go do all those things, right? So this is the feedback loop that you have to get. That's why speaking is so important. Because one of the best ways of working on the best projects is sharing what you know. Because once you share what you know, people like Tech Systems come to you and say, oh, I can see that guy. You know, he's a speaker at the user group. He must be a great guy. I'm going to invite him to work for an interesting project. And then you get to the spiral. Make sense? Your question in the back.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, what about just the feedback loop? Because you can have a negative feedback loop. Say, for example, you don't fit in that project, or you don't like the project, you start a different project, or you switch companies. Okay,
so his question is, what if I get in a negative feedback loop, right? So I work on a bad project. If I work on a bad project, I don't grow, right? So get out of it. If you're working on a bad project, go work on a nice one, interesting project. You know, the interesting thing is, it's all in your control. You control if you're a better developer or not. And you can control if you're working on an interesting project or not. It's all on you. Oh, but my company doesn't work on interesting technology. My company doesn't work with new things. It's all legacy stuff. My company is bad. My boss is bad. The whole world is against me. I'm such a poor developer that everyone hates me. Yes, when you get in this attitude that everyone is at fault and there's nothing you can do. If the world is against you, if your company is against you, if everything's against you, what can you do? Nothing. You're a poor developer. That you just kind of is stuck to the ground and no one lets you soar. But that's not the reality. If that's what you think, you're mistaken. You have control. You can work on interesting projects today, right now. Go home, download an open source project, and start working on an interesting project right now. It's under your control. Go home, become a better developer, learn new things yourself. It's all in your control. So if you blame everyone else, you get stuck. This is the most important reason why I see people stuck, because they're blaming someone. If you're blaming someone, then there's nothing you can do, because you're blaming someone and you can't change the other person. You can't change anyone. Think about if you have I'm married, right? And you have problems at your house with your spouse for any kind. And we always have problems with our spouses, right? There's no way, right? From both sides, right? If you spend your life saying it's her fault, I don't need to do anything. It's her fault. She needs to change. She needs to improve. She needs to accept. She needs to adapt. It's her fault. I'm a poor guy. There's nothing I can do because it's her fault. Now change the thinking around. It's my fault. What can I do to make it better? Maybe I'm not understanding her. Maybe I'm not really thinking of talking with her the right way. Maybe, we're not having some time together to discuss things. Maybe we don't have some time together to actually be intimate, right? Maybe there's something's going on, right? So if it's my fault, if I'm co-responsible at least, there's something that I can do. And now I can do something. And maybe when I do something, maybe she does something too, right? That's the same thing. If you blame your company, there's nothing you can do because your company's not going to change. And if you say, oh, my company doesn't use new technology, so I can't use new technology, I'm going to be waiting here until the day that my boss wakes up, and have a vision from the sky that Java 10 and microservices the best thing for his company. So on that day, he's going to come at the work and say, guys, we're going to change everything for Java 10 and microservices, and that day my life's going to be great. Yeah, just wait. Keep waiting forever. That's not a problem. While you're waiting, there's some other people, that's just starting, and they're like, man, I'm not going to wait for anything. I'm going to do it. I'm going to work. And I see this all the time. I see young people that doesn't have the experience sometimes doing a lot better than people than older people that have way more experience. I've been telling people, I say, man, you have been working. I mean, you are a great developer. You're amazing. You should not be stuck. You should not. None of you here. You should never be stuck. Okay, so that's this part. Make sense of everything so far? Good, right? So take responsibility. That's something that I'm not going to say a lot about. But take responsibility is one of the most important things that you got to do. Okay, all right. So now that you know this, let's talk about the sixth step then. Because this is what you want. You want, above everything, you want to get on this positive spiral. You want this. So I'm going to give you the 6 steps for you to do to get in the positive spiral. Okay? First step. Step number 1. You have to find your focus. You have to find your focus. I'm going to make an experiment that I've learned with a guy that's watching us right now, Rodrigo Mochin. He's the guy that taught me this, and it gives you a very precise idea of why focus is important. I want you guys to look around you right now, and I want you to count how many red things you can find. Look around you, count in your head how many red things you can find. I can see a Bank of America shirt right there, right? There's some plates. There's a red pen in her hand right there, right? Look around. Just count in your head how many red things you can find, right? Got it? You're counting? Okay? So, let me ask you, how many blue things did you see?
I was not counting blue things.
Right. You're not counting blue things, right? Who saw blue things here? No one saw blue things, right? Now look around you again and see how many blue things you see. And while you're looking at blue things, take a look at how many blue things are near the red things. Right? The shirt, his blue and red right there, right?
That's the reason why he wore the shirt.
Yes.
I'm up blind.
Yeah. You see, there's a lot of blue near the reds, and you did not see it. Why didn't you see it?
Focus.
Focus.
You asked us to see only red.
Exactly, because you're looking for something. And let me tell you one thing about your brain. Your brain does not have the bandwidth to manage all. I mean, it's not that your brain doesn't have the bandwidth. Actually, you'd go crazy if your brain paid. If you paid enough attention to everything that happens to you at the same time. So right now, for example, you're all sitting down in chairs, right? You're not feeling your butt pressing against the chair. Now you are.
Until you say so.
Right? As soon as you focus on something, you see it. You pay attention to it. Right? Now he can't stand. He can't see it anymore. Right? It's like, I'm gonna be feeling it the rest of the night. As soon as you pay attention to something, you see it. If you don't pay attention, you don't see it. You don't see it. How many of you have seen that video online where there's some guy's passing the ball, and then the end of the video asks you, "Have you seen the gorilla?" How many of you have seen it? If you haven't seen that video, you should go see it. Right? Well, now that I told you, maybe not. Maybe it's not going to be so fun. But it's really, you watch this video. And you watch this video, some people like playing basketball.
You're counting how many times you pass the ball, so
yes.
You focus on the ball.
You're counting how many times you pass the ball, you're focusing on the ball. So it gets to the end of the video, he asks, did you see the gorilla? You're like, what gorilla? And then you think, oh, that's a tricky thing, right? There's like a tiny little gorilla in the middle of the, like inside the ball, something like this. And you go back to the video, and there's like this big guy dressed in a gorilla suit jumping around in the middle of the video. And you didn't see that thing. How come you didn't see it? Because your brain gets blind to the thing you're not focused. It gets blind.
That's how it filters actually.
It filters. Your brain filters anything that you're not paying attention to. Now, think about it. If you don't have a focus in your career, what is your brain filtering out?
Everything.
Everything. It's simply like that. People tell me, oh, but I don't want to focus on one single thing. I want to have options open. You want to have options open? By not focusing, you're filtering everything. There's no options for you. It's simply like that. Do you want to have options? Do you want to have the best jobs in the world? Do you want to work with the best things in the world? You got to focus on something. Because as soon as you focus on something, your brain's going to go. I can guarantee that you guys saw red things, tiny little red things, like I saw the pen in her hand. That she didn't even notice until now this red. Right? You know, because your brain focuses on things. I made an experiment. You can do it. You know, I'm crazy. You don't have to be crazy, right? But I've made one experiment one time is that I decided to search for paper clips. I said, I'm going to focus on paper clips. It's amazing how many paper clips you find everywhere. In the streets, you know, in everywhere. You know, you find paper clips everywhere. Right? Anything you focus on, you're going to find more of that, and more of that, and more of that, and more of that. So you want to have a great career? Find your focus. Because as soon as you find your focus, everything you look, you're going to see it. Once you find your focus, the tiny little notice, you're going to pick it up. Right? I'm going to give an example. Yesterday, I was walking to the park. What do you think my focus is? Let me give you a hint. I'm traveling around the United States from 10 different cities and lots of different user groups, talking to hundreds of people, talking about improving their careers. So what do you think my focus is?
Java. Java.
Come on, guys. Career, right? It was not a tricky question. You know, I'm helping you out improve your careers, right? So that's my focus. I'm thinking about career all the time. So I'm walking down the park, and this lady, in a blue coat, you know, she passes running by me, like she's running. She passes running by me, and she's talking on the phone to someone while she's running, and she says, I record a video about this, right? She says, no one is going to do it for you. You have to do it yourself. Man, that's a great career advice. I don't even know what she's talking about. Maybe she's saying, no one is gonna paint your nails for you. So you have to do it yourself. I don't know, right? I have no idea what she's talking about. But when she passed it by, I immediately associated, man, that's a wonderful career advice. Right? I came here to the United States, and on the plane, I was watching a mini marathon of Star Wars. And I recorded 2 videos about 3 things I've learned on how to improve my career by watching Star Wars. You can do this with anything because you have a focus. That's it. That's number 1, right? Your focus has everything to do with your passion. Has everything to do with making money. Has everything to do with working the best projects. Because if you have a focus, you know, if you're the best, he asked him, how can I be the best? The best what and where? Focus. You can be the best if you have a focus. If you don't have a focus, it's very hard to be the best. Make sense? Right? And let me tell you one secret. Once you have a focus, you can be the best. Oh, come on, Bruno, but there's just one best Java developer in the world. No, it is not. There's not only single best soccer player in the world. There's not only one single best swimmer in the world. There's not. There's hundreds of great swimmers that make a lot of money. There's thousands of amazing Java developers that work on amazing projects. You can be the best in a lot of different ways. There's two important things you have to understand about being the best. First of all, people don't want I can't be the best, man. There's already some best. I can't. How can I go to the top? The top is narrow. There's just a few people in the top. That's a lie. The top is huge. Fits a lot of people in the top. Because we are all unique. We are all unique individuals. Your story, the things that you did, your expertise, your experience is completely different than everyone else. So all that story is amazing. You that are watching us, your story is amazing. You're a unique person. You can solve problems that no one else can. Because you have, things that happen in your life give you the skills that no one else has. This combination of skills that you have, you're the only person that does. So if you find the focus that your combination of skills is going to be the best, you're going to be the best. And there's no competition. So the top fits a lot of people. That's the first thing. The second thing, since everyone thinks that the top is very small, no one's trying to get there. Put those two things together, the top is empty. Whoever wants to get there, gets there. How you get there? Find your focus. Make sense? And one thing that I want to say, because every time I talk focus, people are like, come on, but am I going to focus in what? In Java? Do I focus in what? In Java 9? Right? No, your focus is not necessarily about one technology. It's not necessarily about one tiny little thing. Look at your life. Look at the things that you did. Look at where you are amazing. I can guarantee you that there's a lot of things in your life that you are amazing. So tell me one thing. What does the fish does that's amazing? Swim? Yes, I'm saying you swim too, right? Breathes underwater. Yes. The fish breathes underwater. Right? Isn't that amazing? Now, if you go to the fish and say, man, that's amazing, you breathe underwater, what do you think the fish is going to tell you?
Go fish.
Go fish? No.
That's my job.
That's not even my job. I mean, that's me.
That's me.
Right? That's my nature. That's what I do. It's not amazing, man. How can we? It's so easy. And maybe he's going to tell you and say, look about you. You can breathe outside of the water. I think that's amazing. Man, you are the fish. You are the fish.
That's fishy.
There are very cool things that you do. There are very amazing things that you do. That everyone around you, it's awed by the things that you do. They're like, man, that guy is great. That girl is amazing. And for you, it's like, oh, that's just who I am, right? So look, see the things that people compliment you. See the things that you love to do, even when no one's paying you for it. See the things that your boss tells you, man, you're great, right? If you don't see those things, because it's hard. It is hard for us to see. If you don't see those things, you go talk with people. Go talk with your boss. Go talk with your friends. And say, look, I'm very embarrassed to do this to you. Very embarrassed. But Bruno forced me, he said that I had to do, otherwise he would never reply to my emails, right? He asked me to ask you, what am I amazing? What do you think I'm amazing?
What, I think you're amazing?
No, I'm just kind of
role playing. I was really into it.
I'm just kind of role playing, right?
Passionate.
Yeah, super passionate. So the thing is, you go ask your friends.
Yeah.
Go say this to your friends, right? Because I know it's very hard for you to ask people to tell good things about me. But if you explain to your friends and your friend understands that you're trying to improve, you're trying to find your focus, they're gonna help you. They're gonna say, look, the thing that I find most amazing is that, you know, when I see you in a party, for example, man, you are like the life of the party. You get everyone, you make people connect to each other. You like, you know, you make us feel easy. And you're like, oh man, I never thought about that. Right? I never thought that was the thing that I did great. And then you talk with enough people, like, you know, 5, 6 people, and you get that information from them, and you're gonna find what is the thing that you do, that you love to do, that you do very well, and go focus on that. Oh, are you the person that introduces everyone to each other in the party? Are you making everyone easy? How you can turn this into a skill for your projects? How you can join in a team and you can make everyone in the team work together when no one is willing to work together because they don't know each other. Turn this into a skill, right? You know, you're very good at understanding, things written in like a crazy way, kind of putting like disparate ideas into a more concrete thing, right? Go turn this into a skill, right? Go be the guy that kind of creates a specification for the project. I don't know. Go do the thing that you love to do, that you do, and no one is paying you for doing it. Go do that and make that an amazing skill. Go make that your focus. It's not about Java. It's not about technology. It's not about a language. It could be, right? Maybe the thing that you are amazing is a language, it's a technology, it's something that you want to do. That could be also. But once you find that, go turn that into your focus. And go merge technology into the middle of it. Go do all of this. Make sense? All right. That's number 1. Focus. Really, really important. Okay? So, number 2. You gotta be deliberate. Once you have a focus, once you have a message, once you have something that you are unique in the world, go deep into it. Oh, are you the life of the party? Right? So go learn how to connect people even more. Go learn how to make people easy in like, you know, you can get it 5 minutes, you can get in any project, and you completely make everything work. Right? Go deep. Go be deliberate about it. Go understand this very well. Go be the best person ever on this thing. The only way for you to be a specialist in anything is something called deliberate practice. Deliberate practice is practice with a purpose. It's practice that takes you towards your focus. That's what deliberate practice is. Once you have a focus, you can practice the skills that you need to get your focus in the right place. Right? You know, if you're great, for example, I built a career. I completely built my career on doing impossible projects. That's the thing I was good at. I would get in a project that was chaotic, over budget, overtime, was bad performance, whatever. It's like craziness, stressful, and I would get this project, a lot of times with a group of people, and we would put everything in place. We would find the one thing we could do in the middle of the chaos. We would find the one thing we could do. If we fix this one thing, we reduce the chaos. And then I fix this other thing, then I reduce the chaos again. We're gonna fix this other thing, then I reduce the chaos. That's a skill. It's not Java. It's not programming. It involves Java. It involves programming. It does, right? You know, we do this with Java, right? We do this solving problems for Java applications. All technology related, but the skill is not Java. It's looking at a Java project that's going crazy and find the one thing we can fix. That's the skill. And I made a lot of money doing this, right? We built a 40-people company by doing exactly this. Right? That's what I do. That's my consulting company, right? That's what we don't do only this anymore, right? But we build the company by focus on hard problems. And focus on hard problems in Java, right? In Brazil, in very big companies, especially the financial industry. I mean, there's a lot of focus. There's like focus inside focus inside focus. Make sense? And that's what you can do, man. You can go deliberate, go deep. Stop with that. Everyone. Oh, there's 1,000 things that I need to learn, right? Too many things I need to learn. Of course, there's too many things I need to learn because you are shallow. You jump from one to the next, right? You want to learn everything. This has no value. Go deep. Get the one thing, and you're going to be the best at that. You don't see world soccer champions of soccer, playing soccer and basketball and volleyball and at the same time. You don't see those guys, do you? Right? You see like the world's best race car driver, and he's the best race car driver, and he's also the best bicycle runner. Right? No, he wins a lot of money because he has one focus. Oh, come on, what if I focus in one thing and that thing disappears? Well, right risk, right reward. Right? You want to have right reward, you go deep on things. Manny, in the back, what's your question? I know.
Wouldn't 1 and 2 have a lot to overlap?
Hmm?
Isn't focus very similar to being deliberate?
Focus no, it's not. Focus and being deliberate are two different things. Being deliberate is that you, of course, having a focus, it's knowing where you're going. Being deliberate is practicing with the focus as the objective. They might seem similar, but two different things. You got to go practice. To do deliberate practice, you got to practice outside of your comfort zone. Now that you have a focus, you're going to get better at this outside of your comfort zone because you don't get better by doing what you always did. Right? You only get better by doing things you don't know what to do, by going deeper, going more specific, more. Make sense? So you got to be deliberate. Very, very important. So let me start cutting a few things here, right? Working for money or for passion. You decide. It's your focus, man. I don't mind. If you're working for money because look, it's never for money. I think that's important. It's never for money. No one works for money because no one wants money for money. My hero in the cartoons, in the what do you name that's how do you call this? Comics. Thank you. Yes, my hero in the comics is Uncle Scrooge. You know why? Yes, he doesn't want to give money away. He's all of these, he's like, but he doesn't do money for the money. You don't see a single story of Uncle Scrooge that he's not doing something cool, right? He's doing some adventure. He's going around, he's going to Africa. He's going to, to Niagara Falls. He's going to travel around the world. It's always trying to get more money. I understand that's his focus, right? But it's always that adventure that's the cool part. You don't do money for the money, right? You do money for something. I want to have a better house so my family lives well, right? I want to have money so I can travel and visit other places. I want to have money because I want to study something. There's always an objective for the money. If you just do money for the money, you don't go far. No one, all the rich people that, everyone loves to say, oh yeah, they're greedy. They just want more money. They don't want more money. They want to do things, right? And that's how they get there. So yes, passion or money. It's always somehow passion, right? But it could be passion by your family. I want to make lots of money so I can spend time at home. And I can take my kids to Disney World 10 times. Well, for you guys here, it's not a big deal, right? For me, it's okay. Taking kids for Disney World is a big deal for us. But okay, all right. So, how to find your passion? We talk about this, right? Constantly challenge. Yes, constantly challenge. You got to be deliberate. Challenge all the time. Challenge yourself. No one is going to challenge yourself as much as you can challenge yourself. Go and challenge yourself all the time. Make it deliberate. Too many things. You do not need too many things. You go find your focus. You go deep on that focus, and you rely on other people to go deep on their focus. And you make a community. So we're gonna talk this in a minute. All right. Preferred technologies. Yes, that's your focus, right? Once you find what you like, what you want, you choose what's preferred for you, and go do them. Go do them even more. Okay, certification, how to seek help. Constant learning. Yes, being deliberate. Constant learning. Once you find your focus, go deep and deep and deep and deep. All right. Yes, lots of money. I'm going to talk more about lots of money. How they become the best. Okay, we'll talk about this too, right? All right. Job satisfaction. Look, if you find the thing that you love, it's not always, you can love what you do or you can do what you love. Those two things are valid. And a lot of times, that's a very good argument, by the way. If you do something that you don't love, but you become good at it, what happens? You start loving it. Right? Anything that you do that you don't love, but you become good at it, you start loving it. Because you know what? One thing that we think, we kind of imagine that we say, oh, you know what? I want to be a great runner. And then tomorrow, I'm a great runner. That's not how it works. Your brain works the other way around. We think that because we want to do something, we go and do, and our brains actually work the other way around. Once we do something, and we do consistently enough, our brains assume that that's who we are. It's not like I want to be someone, and then I'm going to do things to be someone. It's the other way around. You do things that makes you something, and then your brain starts assuming, oh, so now I am something. You start programming, you program every day, and then your brain says, I'm a programmer. You start running, you run every day, and now you're a runner. So you don't like to start running. When you start running, it's a pain. You get back home and your legs hurt, your body hurts, everything's terrible. I'm never going to do this again. And then the next day you wake up early again and you do it again. And you do it again. And you do it again. After a few days, you become a runner. Because now your brain says, I'm a runner, and so I got to run. Because that's what runners do. So you can love what you do, or you can do what you love. Either way. In either case, if you have a focus, you're deliberate, then how about this for job satisfaction? Right? You're gonna be happy, man. For sure. Because you're doing something that's meaningful for you. Alright. Okay, so number 3. We talked a little bit about this one, I'm talking a little bit more. Share. Share. Right? It's important because once you speak, that's when you think. It's important. But not only that, now you have a message. Focus. You have a message. Right? You're doing something. You're being, now you're being good at something. Right? You're being deliberate. You're being good at something. Now that you're good at something, you got to tell other people that they're good at something. You got to show them, because the more you share, the more actually you're gonna get, you're gonna get recognition for that, right? You want to make lots of money? People have to recognize what you do. Do you deserve? That's your question. Do you deserve? Well, if you share with other people, do you deserve?
Yes.
Yes. Right? Share is actually helping. Go help people. Go help people. You can get anything you want if you help enough people get what they want. Seriously. So go help people with your message. You have a message. You are a unique person in the world. You succeed because you did something. You succeed because you did something. And because you did something, now you can share with others what you did. And maybe they're going to be better off because you're helping them out. Make sense? You know, look like the guy came with a shirt that's a bicycle shirt, right? He came for bicycle shirts. He's like, you know, he's all pumped up, you know, good shape, right? Right? Good shape, everything, right? You know, look at him, right? And so, if he can help other people be in good shape, and they can have a better life, they can spend more time with their kids, you know, they can work better because is this an important message? Yes, it is. Aren't there thousands of people in the world, millions maybe, that makes a lot of money by helping others become healthy? Right? It's like the biggest industry in the market, right? It's being healthy. So yes, you have a message. So go help people with your message. Go share that message. Go tell other people how you did it. You know, I was a kid. My mom said, go run, and I started running. Now I'm running. Well, I know you're an adult now, and I know your mom's not going to tell you to go run, but what I've learned with my mom telling me to go run is that, you know, if you have peer pressure, it's easier for you to run. So I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna build a community of runners. So we all gonna tell each other, go run. That's gonna be our motto. That's gonna be our website. Go run. Right? So every time we talk to each other, we talk on the phone at 7 o'clock in the morning, go run. And so we all go run together. So I get my life story. My mom telling me to run, and I turn my life story into something that's gonna help other people be runners. And I'm just kind of using a running example. It could be softer, right? You know, I tell everyone, do you want to be hired? She said 54 times more if you got an education than if you send a resume. So the thing is, 50 times more, right? So with that statistic that she gave us, if you send a resume, you already lost. You already lost. Because someone else that did not send a resume has 54 times more chance than you to get that position. Right?
Are you saying not to send a resume?
Don't send a resume, exactly. That's what I'm saying, yes. Don't send a resume. Right? You know, what you do is you become the best guy that helps other people, so she'll come and find you and say, look, I want you to work for me. Right? Isn't that what you do? You go after the great people. That's why she's here, because she's looking at the speaker and saying, let me see if I have a job for that guy.
Right.
You got a few, right? See? Yeah. I know. So you go and you help people. Go help people with your story, with what you did, with the things that you go through. Why do I tell everyone that if they send a resume, they already lost? Because the best job I ever got in my life was when I was hired for the NetBeans community manager, and I negotiated with my boss 4 months. 4 months. We negotiated salary, negotiated when I was going to start, we negotiated where I was going to work, we negotiated lots of things. 4 months. And on the day that she hired me officially, she called me later that day and said, Bruno, can you go online? Your job has just been posted to the Sun website. Can you go online and submit your resume? How many people you think sent a resume for the worldwide NetBeans community manager, the top open source project at Sun at the time? How many people do you think wanted that position? How many people got their resumes read? 0. Even my resume was never read. I was already hired. I had accepted the offer. I was booking my flight to go to Prague to have a group meeting. Because I know that, and I've seen this with a lot of my friends, I tell people, don't send a resume. Yes, that's what I said, don't send a resume. And they say, oh, come on, bro, but that's like the top job. Well, those are the ones who are interested, right? We're interested in the top jobs. We want to make money. We want to make lots of money, so we want the best jobs. The best jobs are not filled by sending resumes. They're filled by indication, by people coming after you. And then you say, okay, but I'm just starting. I'm just starting, man. It's not going to be like this, right? When my first job, people are going to look at my certification. One day, no. That's not my experience. My very first job, right? It was an indication. My very first job, my very first computer job, I went to a computer show called Condex. Some of you may remember that one. Called Condex. And instead of being there, like every kid of my age, because I was still in the last year of high school, every kid of my age was just kind of running, going around and getting giveaways on the events. Instead of doing this, I went to one of the booths that a friend of mine worked there. I started working with him, and I would go under the table and connect cables, and I would carry box from one side to the next. It's a consumer event, and that company did TCP/IP. So there's nothing that they want to talk to any consumer. Everyone there was bored because people comes here, they have like this like sophisticated laptop that the software inside costs like $100,000. It was not about the laptop; it was just about the software, right? So everyone's like, "Oh, that's so cool! How much that cost?" They didn't care. I mean, the people that on the booth, they did not care. I did. I said, "Oh, you don't want to talk to them? I do." And I spent the whole day there. Oh, yes, it costs $100,000. I'm like, hey, right? For me, it was fun. What happened the last day of the Condex? The owner of the company come around and said, "Look, I've been seeing you around here the whole time. Who are you? What are you doing here in my booth?" And I said, "Oh, I'm friends with that guy over there." "Well, you're doing a good job, man. You want to work for me?" I said, "I can't. I live in Curitiba. I'm still studying to go to university." "Okay, so if you get approved next year, come talk to me." Right? So I never sent a resume for this guy. He didn't even know who I was. He was offering me a job. And then I was working for this TCP/IP company, right? I worked for them for a while, and then I went to do something else. And one day I got a phone call, and my friend tells me, "Bruno, Newton Gadge from Sun Microsystems wants a trainee. A trainee. He says that if you want the position, it's yours." So I went to do the interview with Newton Gadge, a guy that I already knew because I was working on a TCP/IP company, and they were a partner of Sun. So I did trainings at Sun. So I went there as a trainee, all coat and tie, sat down in the Sun reception, and I waited for almost 3 hours. And Newton never came to talk to me. The receptionist was like, she was devastated, like just seeing me there, sitting down, doing nothing. There's no laptops, no iPhones at that time for us to do anything else, right? I was just sitting there. And then suddenly Newton comes out of the room. She's like, "Yes, he's him." He comes out and says, "Bruno, I'm sorry, man. Look, you're gonna be interviewed by the country manager. If he asks if I talk to you, say that yes, and say that I approved you. Okay? Thank you." And he left. I'm like, "What? What just happened?" Right? And then, long time after that, because I was waiting for the country manager, right? The country manager brings me in and say, "Oh, we're still small," because we had like 16 people at Sun at that time in Sun, Brazil. "We're still small, and so that's why I like to talk to everyone, even the trainees. I want to see everyone. So he asked a couple of questions, what kind of things they're studying, anything like that, and then says, "Did Newton Gadge interview you?" I said, "Yes, he did." He said that I could start as soon as you approve it. I said, "Okay, so when can you start?" So I joined Sun, right? And I joined Sun in a Monday, and the following weekend, John Gage made the first announcement of Java. So the Brazilian Java man exists because I got a trainee position without ever sending a resume. That's how jobs are made. That's how jobs are got, right? So yes, you're not supposed to be sending resumes. What are you supposed to do? Go share what you know. If you share what you know, you get into the positive feedback loop that you need to grow, right? Because you share what you know, someone notice that you know something, and they call you to do something interesting. And then you learn something interesting, you share more what you know, and then someone else is gonna see, whoa, man, you're doing a good thing, and bring you in to do something more interesting. And that's true inside your company. You know, you're someone that's very good. You're learning, like Eyal, for example. He's learning. You know, he's passionate about artificial intelligence, right? So if you're passionate about artificial intelligence, the boss in his company can look and say, "Look, man, we're doing. There is an artificial intelligence project here. Do you wanna come work with us?" But the only way his boss can tell him this is if his boss knows that he's interested in artificial intelligence. If he doesn't share, no one knows. And if no one knows, nothing can happen. Okay? And I'm just 5 minutes late, right? So let me go really quick here. All right. So number 4. Now that you know, now that you're sharing what you know, now that you are, people know what you want. People know what you're doing, right? People are calling you for doing things exactly because you're sharing, exactly because you're talking about things. What is it you do, right? Well, you're sharing. You need people to listen to you, right? Isn't that the idea? If you don't know who to share to, how are you gonna share? So you go build communities. You either go help existing communities so you can be part of them, or you go build your own community, right? You have a message. Your message is, if you're a Java developer and you like to run, if you're a Java developer and you want to work for many years as a Java developer, you have to have a fit body, so you got to run every day. So your message is, no, go run Java developer. We improved the website now, right? Go run Java developer. So it's actually, the website is go.run/Java, right? That's the website, right? Go run Java, right? So now you have your focus. You're helping Java developers to become more fit, so they can work better, so they're less stressed, so their projects are better. There's lots of benefits to doing this. So now first of all, 2 things. You need to go find where Java developers are. So where do you go? Here. You come to Java user groups. You go to Java forums, right? You find Java developers because your message, your focus is for Java developers. That's who you're helping on. Remember that you can make a lot of money if you're solving someone's problems. So you're solving the problems of Java developers that are unfit and they're stressed and they can't work as well as they could because they're unfit. So you're solving their problems, so you can make a lot of money by doing this. You can sell a go run Java developers for a company, so you get the whole people in the company run better, so the projects are better because now you do running field trips where everyone gets to know each other, so they come back to work. They're all pumped up. They're all fit. They all know each other. They're all friends, so they can work very well on the project. So you sell this to a company. Make sense? You turn your focus into something that helps people, right? So now that you know this, you first, 2 things. First, 1, you will meet people. You meet people in communities. You know who they are. You know where they are. That's why you come here. That's why they come here, right? They all come here because they know, we need to find Java developers. So where do we go? We go to Java developer place. That's a good thing. But the second thing you're going to do is you have to build a community of those people, right? You want to build a community of Java developers that run, right? Or at least a community of Java developers that are stressed. Because if you build a community of Java developers that are stressed, you can help them by running. Right? Or you can build a community of Java developers that runs, anyway. So you build your own community. You meet people and you build your own community. Okay? That's why come help Eyal. Come here and present, you are go run Java developers. EO, can I come and give a presentation to your event? Can I? Next week? Excellent. Oh, I'm not so good in sharing yet. I'm just learning. EO, can I come the next one? And while everyone is eating pizza before the speaker starts, can I talk 5 minutes just about what I'm doing so I can get people to help me out? Yeah. No, that's what you do. So you build communities. That's step number 4. Step number 5. It's gonna get small here. Step number 5. Now you have a community of people coming to you. They want to learn. They want to run with you. They want to, they want to improve their lives. They want to solve their problems, right? And I'm using running here, but it could be microservices, right? It could be containers. It could be clouds. It could be, learn a new language, right? It could be, it could be so many different things. I'm just kind of using one example that's out of our mind so we don't get bogged down on the microservices thing, right? What happens if someone, now you're meeting a lot of people. You're meeting lots of people here. What happens if someone here wants to run? I want to run. Man, that's great. You give this presentation. I'm very pumped up. I really want to run. Everything. So next day, he really wants to run. So 7 o'clock in the morning, his clock, his alarm goes off. He's like, yes, I'm going to sleep for my 5 minutes. What happens if the guy does this? Nothing happens. You have a great message. You went deep in your message. You helped people. You built a community around it, and people didn't take action. So nothing happens. Nothing happens for them, and nothing happens for you. Because now you're not helping anyone. You're just thinking you're helping. And we see this all the time. We see dozens of speakers that they think they're sharing. They come here, they present something, it's great, it's amazing. Everyone's like, whoa, that's so great. And then everyone goes home and don't do anything. That's a waste of time. So the speaker wasted his time, the public wasted their time, there's no reason. So you gotta learn how to transform people. Not you transform because you don't transform anyone, but you have to learn how you can help other people transform themselves. You're going to learn how you really help people, how you really get them to do what needs to be done. And once you actually help them do what needs to be done, you are really solving a problem. Because now, the guy that was unfit, was stressed, was all of these, now he went to work with you, he went to go run, and then, then he got fit, he felt better, his project improved, he made more money, right? He was hired to a different thing. Now you're solving problems, right? You're really solving problems. When you help people transform themselves, you're really solving problems. And that is, you're helping the company adopt a new technology. You're helping someone move their internal application to the cloud. You're helping someone get their application with the right performance. You're helping someone, getting their build process done in the right way. You're helping someone test something in a cool way. Whatever it is that you're doing, you are helping solve a problem. You really help solve a problem when you help people to transform. How do you help people to transform? You get everything that you did yourself to become good here. You've already done that. That's the thing you're doing. You know how to do it for yourself, and you teach it. Right? Oh, you want to go deep into running? I'm going to show you how I did it. Or you want to go deep into Java? I'm going to show you how I did it. You want to go deep in something? I'm going to show you how I did it. And then you start helping transform people. What happens when you do this? People pay you a lot of money. When you transform people, people pay you a lot of money, right? And you deserve. If you're helping someone and they really getting the results, you deserve everything. You deserve the money. You deserve the praise. You deserve everything. You're not doing for the money. You're not doing for the praise, but you deserve it, right? And you make lots of money. Yes, you do make lots of money at that. And then instead of seeking help and mentors, you might need to seek help and mentors. When you seek help, the best way is to seek a mentor, right? Someone that has done that and can help you do it again, do it faster, do it better, right? But now you're not only seeking help, you're actually helping others. So you are helping others. So you are being mentored to other people because you are really transforming their lives. Okay? So, and then, now that you're transforming their lives, you have to do step number 6. And this is the scary step. Come on, you're now helping, people in your city, like 10 developers, 15 developers, and you're seeing the results. They're improving their lives. Their project is great. Things are going well, right? You can see they thank you, right? They say thank you for teaching me this. Thank you for helping me out. My project's great. My project's amazing. And then you look around, what do you see? Thousands and thousands of people all over the world having the same problem, being bogged down by the same things. Millions of developers, unfit, stressed. And then, that's the scary part, it's your duty and responsibility. Go help them too. You can't just help your friends. You got to do more. So that's when you have to learn how to go big. Right? Then you have to learn how to go big, because now you can really go help more people. And the more people you help, the more money you make, the more projects you get, the more challenging your life gets, the more exciting other things have, the more fun you have, because now more people are going to tell you thank you. I send an email for my video, and I get back emails of people saying thank you. Oh, that was great. I really learned something today. And the fact that you receive one email like this, what are you going to do? You want to do again and again and again. And then you get to a position that is, you get almost addicted, right? You get addicted in helping people, because the energy you get back when you help someone is like, whoa, I want to do more of that, right? I want to make more money so I can do more of that, right? That's great. So go big. Make sense? So quickly, I know I'm out of time here, but I'm just going to quickly answer these things here. All right, so those are 6 steps. And I'm gonna answer those things. Oh, and then first of all, I'm gonna give you the gift, because I know it's past time. I want to make sure that once you get the gift, you have to run. So here's my gift to you. Okay. I'm gonna ask Rodrigo to type that. Rodrigo's on. Rodrigo's on the chat. So Rodrigo, or maybe y'all, if you can type the URL in the chat for everyone that's in the chat. I know that lots of you guys are stuck. For the people that are just juniors and just starting, we know exactly what you need to do, right? So I'm gonna give you a gift here. If you do what I'm gonna tell you, if you're a junior, you're gonna get a video of me saying exactly the exact steps that you as a junior need to do to become a great developer, right? But if you're not a junior anymore and you're feeling stuck, your career is not growing, things are not happening, I'm going to give you a gift. I want to talk to you. I want to help you grow your career, because there's no reason for your career to be stuck. Really, there's no reason for a developer to be stuck. You can always change things, right? So what I want you to do is, right now, get your phone, you go to this URL, jav.mn, Java-man, right? jav.mn/US 2018. Okay. Very easy. US 2018. When you get to this URL, come on, man, your phone. Don't keep looking.
No, I keep putting it in the.
Yeah, you're gonna forget. Sorry about that, but
No, definitely, I need to go there.
Yes. Yep. jav.mn/US 2018. You're gonna get to a little form.
It goes to the same site.
Yes, it goes to Code for Life. Yes, but it's a specific page, right? So you're gonna get to jav.mn/US 2018.
You go to Code for Life.
Yes, it goes to.
Carrier.
Yeah. So you're gonna get a form, right? And this once you fill out this form, okay. So I'm kind of going through the process, but let me tell you what I'm giving you right before, right? I want to talk to you. If you're stuck in your career, I can help you unstuck. There's a lot of things that's going on. It's very hard to do this in a group, but if I talk to you one-on-one, I will find out what's going on with your life, and I'll fix it with you. So what I'm offering to you here is a free career conversation. We're going to do 45 minutes conversation where I'm going to understand what's going on with your life. We're going to I'm gonna help you have clarity on what you want. I'm gonna help you have clarity in your focus, right? Second thing we're gonna do is that I'm gonna eliminate the biggest challenge that prevents you from having success and growing your career. And the third thing we're gonna do is that together we're gonna make a path and a plan for you to do what you want. Make sense? It's a 45 minutes conversation. We're gonna do this, no strings attached. You know, I do mentor people that want to do those 6 steps here, right? So if you're interested in mentoring, and we can have a conversation, and if that's something that you want to do, you can talk with me, and we can talk about it, right? But that's not, you know, the conversation has nothing to do with mentoring. It should help you get this thing, okay? Now, so you fill out the form, and once you fill out the form, you're gonna get to my calendar, right? And you schedule a conversation, and we talk. Make sense? All right? That's a gift for everyone. So now, while you're doing this, I'm gonna answer the other question here, too, really quick. Life balance. Well, if you do what you like, if you do what you love, right? And if you're actually being excited about what you're doing, I think it's a lot easier for you to have a life balance. Once you have a focus, you don't need to learn so many things at the same time, right? But you don't have to be running all crazy to all places. When you have a community, you don't need to learn everything because you're a part of a community. So you learn your part very well, and you know who else knows his part very well. So if you need his help, you know exactly what you need to do. You know who to talk to. There's a lot of things that I don't know about the software development world, about Java, but I know friends that do. I know nothing about artificial intelligence, but I know EO. So if I have a project that needs artificial intelligence, it happened a couple of weeks ago, didn't it? I have a friend of mine that said, Bruno, we need to solve a problem with artificial intelligence. What did I do? I said, here, EO is a guy that's going to help us out. Right? So, you know, you being part of a community, you don't need to have so much worry. You can have a much easier life balance. Where do I begin again? Where do you begin? Either again, well, let me say, where do you begin? You begin with your focus. Very important. Now, where do I begin again?
Refocus.
Where do you begin again is a little bit different. Right? You find your focus, but do not forget who you are. A lot of people that want to begin again, they want to ignore what they did in the past. Oh no, I was a lawyer. Now I want to be a developer. So I want to learn Java. No. Right? If you're a lawyer and want to be a developer now, you're gonna learn Java. That doesn't matter. You learn Java, but you're gonna learn Java to do a software for lawyers. Right? Build that bridge of who you are and who you want to be. Don't cut ties. Everything you did in your life. Oh, come on, Bruno, but what I did before, I was just an attendant in McDonald's. I can't just carry this with me. Yes, you will. Right? Go use that knowledge to do something. Okay? What else? What kind of projects? Do projects that you don't understand. Do projects that are a little bit beyond what your ability. Projects that are related to your focus, but they are hard, complex. Direction. Developer, manager, developer. Well, you can do anything you want. Seriously, you can become a manager if you want. You can continue to be a developer if you want. But if you have a focus, you can make the decision a lot easier. Certifications. Well, certification is curriculum. As I said, if sending your curriculum doesn't help, so certifications, in my opinion, don't help. It might help someone that's just starting and want to get the first job. Having a certification can help a lot, because it's your first job, and there's things that are gonna help, right? But instead of doing the certification, let me tell you, you wanna do you like to? I think that's Bruno said, right? He's very good at doing certification. If you're very good at doing certification, Bruno, you know what I suggest you to do? Go teach people how to pass the certification. Create a blog, create a website about passing certifications. So you pass certification to teach others to pass certification. Man, that will actually get you very high in the market, right? Yes. Seek a mentor. A mentor can really, really accelerate everything that you do, because a mentor can take all the roadblocks away from you. Having a mentor is good or not, right? We had a very good conversation today. Did that help? Yes, right? You know, so open source. Open source is the most amazing thing for you to do. Open source is your way to get an interesting project. Tonight, You get home, you find an interesting open source project, you immediately start on the spiral, because now you're working on an interesting project. Okay? My company has to support. Your company doesn't have anything. Seriously. Seriously. Your company doesn't have anything. If your company is not a good company, go search for something else. Right? But they don't have to anything. It's you that have. You have to work with your career. Right? And if you don't see opportunities in your company, go find those opportunities. There's opportunities everywhere. In your company, including. How long do you stay in a job? Well, I don't know how long you stay in a job, but let me tell you one thing. I see this all this time. All this freaking time. People like, I hate my job. My company's not good. Things are not going well. So I want to change. And then what happens? We get here again. What happens? You're like, hi, that's me? Charles. Charles. Hi, Charles. So you want to work for me, right? You want an interview to my company. That's great, man. I have amazing jobs here. I have amazing projects. Everything's great. So why do you want to leave? Oh, because I hate my job. Oh, the company I'm in, I see no opportunity to grow. Oh, you don't see any opportunity to grow? Why not? Well, because they don't use new technology. They have this long process. They're not agile enough. They're not using Java 10 yet. Oh, interesting. And so, what are you doing to change all of that? Oh man, I'm leaving. I want to work in another company. Okay, thank you very much, Charles. I do not want you here. Right? Because let me tell you a secret. My company has problems. My company uses old technology. My company has political fights. My company has difficulties. My company has long projects. My company have long hours that people don't like. My company do stupid things. If you don't like that, I don't want you here. Right? Now, you want to be hired to another company because you don't like where you are? Be the best developer where you are. Have you ever seen a soccer player when he changed teams? He waits exactly the moment that he's bad, that he's not making any goals, and then he changes teams, right? No. He makes himself the best developer, the best player. He goes all the way to the top, the best position he can get, and then he changes another team. That's what you want. You want to be the best where you are. So when you get to another company, you're going to say, hi, I'm Bruno. Let me tell you one thing, Charles. Yes. I know you want for me to work for you, but I'm working in an amazing place. My job, the company has lots of problems, but I search opportunities everywhere. Even during the meetings, I'm finding ways to be better, right? So, I love being there. You better pay me a lot of money because I'm not going to leave that by anything. You got to be in the top of your game, right? When you are in the top of your game, man, people want you. Not only want you, but we'll be willing to pay you what you deserve. Right? So make the best of it. So how long do you stay in the job? Well, as long as you want. There's no rule. Oh, you need to change jobs every 2 years. The reason why, you know why people have to change jobs every 2 years? You know why? Because that's the way they gain more money. Because that's the conversation here. Now you get more money, right? And you know why people prefer to get more money from other companies instead of where they are? Because they never talk to their boss. Because they could have a good conversation with their boss, say, look, boss, I'm doing a great work here. Do you like the work I'm doing? I'm the best developer here, man. I'm doing everything I can. I really love the company. But look, I look around every week. I get an offer to offer twice what I gain. What do you want me to do? Do you want me to stop being the best developer here and go be the best developer somewhere else? Or there's something that we can do? It doesn't need to be a threat. The way I'm talking here sounds like a threat, but you can make this in a nice conversation, because if you love your company, you're working with your boss because you love your company. Right? If you're actually looking at opportunity in your company, you're growing your company, you can talk with him and say, look, I want to be here. Right? And then you can grow inside your company. Don't have to leave if you don't want to leave. Make sense? All right, so I hope that this gave you time for Java, for you to register here. JV.mn/US 2018. I'm not sure if there's any other questions online. I'm like way over time here now. And I'll be here for anyone wants to ask any questions. I hope you schedule a conversation with me so we can have a conversation later. But thank you very much for being such a great group. Thank you. Thank you.
By the way, the Wi-Fi will cut off at 9 o'clock. I forgot about that.
The Wi-Fi what?
The Wi-Fi is good until 9 o'clock, the passport that you have. So it might cut the transmission in a couple of minutes.
Oh, okay, all right, yes, that's okay. Oh, okay, so guys, let me tell you this. You're watching online. EO is saying me that at 9 o'clock, in 3 minutes, the Wi-Fi disappears. So if we disappear, so instead of waiting for the Wi-Fi to disappear, I would like to thank you for joining us. I hope it was useful for you. And keep watching the Code for Life emails and initiatives because we're gonna give even more results for you. Okay? Thanks very much. Thanks for watching.